Hello, hello. Welcome to Craft Room Tarot. My name is Jessie Beee. I am a longtime witch and tarot reader from Ohio. Today is Friday, July 24th, 2026, the day of Venus. It's a beautiful day to honor and care for beautiful things in our lives, including ourselves. So today we're going to be using the Goddess of Love Tarot. It's by Gabriella Herstick and Julia Popescu. We're going to be using it to check in with the current energy, to look for guidance and archetypal synchronicities that will support our nourishment, growth, and success. So as we begin, I encourage you to take a deep breath into the belly and exhale. And we're going to go ahead and do that one more time. So those deep breaths are going to help us feel more present in our bodies. I also want to encourage you to have your feet on the floor or on the ground. As I do this reading, because it's a collective reading, I like to think that the energy of the reading will wash over everybody. What's meant for you will hold on, and what's not will just keep going and return to the earth. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to do a 5-card spread using this deck, the Goddess of Love Tarot. Side note, I probably am going to have to blur some of the cards. We will see how that goes today. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of shuffling. Okay, so today I'm going to start with our current energy, which is the Ace of Pentacles. That is a beautiful card for our current energy, a lot of beginnings. And that's such a great card for the beginning of Leo season. We're exiting this Mercury retrograde that has really been challenging for many of us. So the Ace of Pentacles here is going to represent new beginnings, new business ventures, the really earthy material things. You might be feeling waves of inspiration. You might be feeling like you finally shed old patterns, old ways of being that have really held you back. Additionally, with this imagery, you're going to see the lotus flower, if that's significant for you. The way the lotus flower emerges from the mud, from the earth, and turns into something beautiful. I'm also a big fan of the Venus of Willendorf. That brings me back to my college art history days. Just so much newness, so much possibility, and that really feels resonant here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 cards, one that's going to be holding us back a little, one that will be offering more support. Okay, so holding us back, we have the 10 of Pentacles. That's so interesting. So typically the 10 of Pentacles is a card that we do want to see in our readings. It is one of completion, of success, of being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And when it's coming in the holding us back position, I feel that this is almost a tug towards feeling like you need to have everything ready, everything perfect before you even get started. And you have to remember that doesn't leave room for growth. It doesn't leave room for learning. It doesn't leave room for us to evaluate and judge what we're doing and course correct. And I think that's been a really big message of this past week in several of my readings. So I do feel like that makes a lot of sense there. Okay, Let's see what's going to be offering us support. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so much earthy energy. That's so interesting. So the Queen of Pentacles energy offering us support at this time is beautiful. So it's giving a sense of stability, having a solid foundation. So even though we might feel like this Ten of Pentacles might be making us feel like we have to have everything ready, the Queen of Pentacles is telling us that we have enough. We are well resourced. You can see the animals from the earth, from the air, from the water. We even have a dragon for the fire element. And it really makes me believe that you have something inherently in you from every area that you will need. So you're going to be supported here. And the Queen energy is so intuitive, able to use your resources, and able to use them in a way that's not only beneficial for you, but for the community around you. And I think that's what the really beautiful part of this is. That here at the Ace of Pentacles, we're at the precipice of something new. And it's going to be not only for us, but for the people around us. And I love that. Right, and next I want to pull a card for what I like to call outer guidance. It can be, if you think of it as being from spirit or divine, the universe, or images that are going to resonate with you and something that you'll be able to reflect on and integrate and understand how it's a part of the bigger picture and how you can use those clues to be on the best path for you. So however you think about that, here we're going to do outer guidance is the Ten of Wands. Okay, so the Ten of Wands, and here it's very thorny and fiery, and there's a lot of smoke, and the Ten of Wands typically is a card of having taken on too much, and maybe it's overwhelming, and maybe you regret it a little bit. You might be having mid-project regret syndrome. You know, it's something that happens to us all. So this, I feel like, is very much a message of, even though you have a bunch of resources and you might be excited to take on something new, don't try to take on too much at once. Okay, that guidance is telling us that taking on too much at once is really going to be overwhelming, and we might kind of fall down before we can even get started. And that's a natural thing to have happen. You get excited and you just kind of trip up and feel like, oh, well, you can't do it. You can do it. You just have to be able to break it up into small enough increments and be able to consistently show up and consistently keep going, keep learning from your mistakes. Don't feel like you have to have everything ready right away. It's going to be okay. We can do this. Okay, and for the last card, I am going to go ahead and pull one for our inner guidance. And this is something that maybe a past lesson is showing back up to show us that we can persevere through it. It's an opportunity to use our own wisdom, our own intuition, in order to keep problem solving and stay on the best path for us. All right, so this is the inner guidance, and it is the moon. Okay. So to currently consider, we are in a waxing moon. We're going ahead towards a full moon, so we are growing. And the thing about that beautiful light is it is going to illuminate shadows, okay? So I want you to think about how you've responded to things being illuminated in the past. I want you to think about that in a non-judgmental way. It's okay if you have run from things or maybe had some not so great coping mechanisms. We all have different traumas. We all have different triggers. Try not to be judgmental when you're considering this. And instead, use this as a way to think, okay, I'm starting something new. Maybe in the past I was getting overwhelmed really quickly and I wasn't able to use my coping skills. And those are the things that we are trying to heal. We're trying to be able to use these things that we've learned to make better choices going forward. Use the active solar Leo energy this season to radiate your own light and see what you can do. And I think there is a balance. If you've been seeing maybe temperance showing up for you a lot lately, that might be important also. So being able to balance showing up consistently and also being gentle enough with yourself to understand that you're going to need to rest. Okay, you can't take everything on all at once, and you're going to have to give things time to grow so that you can learn from them. Overall, this really is a beautiful message. Okay, it's really one of new opportunities, being able to know that we are supported because we have the intuition and the resources and the love for ourselves and our community that wants to give us this drive to succeed. And we already know that some of our shadows are related to this need to feel like you have to have all your ducks in a row, everything set up before you even begin. And we're telling you right now that is just not the case, okay? We need to make sure that we just go ahead and get started and show up consistently and be gentle with ourselves when we feel a little overwhelmed. Let yourself rest, but then go ahead and keep showing up, okay? It doesn't have to be all right away. And when things show up that do challenge you, it's okay to stop and pause and learn about it and grow, okay? It's okay if we change our opinions about where we might be heading. This message of course correction has been really showing up this week. And I think that's really big with Mercury retrograde finally stationing direct. I know that has been so difficult for so many of us. So that really feels complete, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's reading. And thank you for spending time with me today. Follow me on IG at craftroomtarot and check out my Stan store. It's stan.store/Jessie Beee with 3 E's. I have personal readings and I have collective and personal spell work on there as well. As always, until next time, with love.